Welcome back to the channel, Farm with Nick. Thanks for joining me here again on my custom dairy farm on Riverbend. So as you can see, I am still in late August and nightfall is upon us here, but I still just kind of want to finish up this field, and then we're going to get to some new stuff here. So just got a couple more passes, and you can see I have the time at 0.5, and that was for just me kind of playing around with things. So eventually my plan is to move that up to, well, last time I was playing on 5 times speed for one of my older series, and I really like that. But otherwise, I'll at least go to 2, if not 3 for it. But we'll see. Alright, so got one more pass around here. And I just wanted to bring you along for this. And then my plan is to go into September, actually. Alright, so now I'm not getting everything. It's a large pile right here. But first, I also wanted to say thank you to all the new subscribers to the channel. It means a lot, and it's kind of exciting to see all the new faces to the community here and kind of chagging along here on this dairy farm. So once again, thank you for joining the channel. If you haven't, I'd love to have you kind of tag along and check out what my dairy farm is up to. And honestly, obviously I'll be working on some other farms, and not just the dairy farm. And my other series I was working on, can I turn off? Can I unload the rest of that? No, I don't think so. That's alright. We have some hay in there still. But in my other series, I was working on the starting farm on Grandpa's. So I'll probably continue actually just working on that. But my new plan is to obviously start this dairy farm and really kind of get going with this more. So I opted to make obviously another video with this farm first, and then I'll kind of get back to the Grandpa one, and then I'll probably kind of finish up that series, but I wanted to get going on this again. But I will go back to that, kind of finish up some of the field work we were doing there and see how far we get, and then just call it good and go from there. So I have some other builds. If you're kind of just joining the channel now, I have some other builds in mind, so stay tuned for those. I am undecided if I'm going to play on those builds. Obviously I'm playing on this one, as it's one of my new favorites, of course. And then we'll just kind of take it from there. So my other thing, as I'm driving over here to get everything, I had a lot of requests for a save game file of this map, and it took me a while to kind of figure it out, as I used to be playing on console only and not really aware of how to do that. But after looking it up, I think I figured it out. So I had some people just email me, which I said was fine. I think that's the easiest way to do it for me. And those that did email me, I just sent them a folder of the save game file, and they put it in theirs, and they said it worked. So if you'd like one, feel free to send me an email. It's farming@nick 20@gmail.com. So farminatnick20@gmail.com, and the 20 is just 20. And I'm okay. You want a file of this? If you don't, that's alright. But if you'd like a copy, just send me an email and go from there. And lucky for you, I told this to one of the other subs that got a copy of it. They actually requested the file after that second episode was released, so it actually worked out perfect. You actually get some vehicles and stuff on the farm. The ones that I gave in that equipment tour are on the farm in that save game. So some of that work, hours, I would say, of driving over that ferry back and forth, are done for you. So you're welcome with that. And if you don't like that equipment, obviously sell it off and drive it over, whatever you want. Up to you, obviously. I can't stop you. Alright, I think we have, after this one, just this last one. Wow, so really not many square bales off of this field. I thought we would get more than 12. I think that's it, yeah. Nothing over there. Nothing else snuck over here. And if you watched my latest short, too, by the way, you saw that windrower from the AI worker was actually was stuck on a bale for a bit. So, I guess always something new with that. Alright, so let me take these over here, and I'm going to fast forward and go into September, and then I'll bring you back. And my plan is to start feeding those cattle that have been starving, and we'll kind of talk about that then, and go on with our dairy operation. I can back this up. There, I think that should hit the trigger. Oops, is it going? Oh, it's got to take the... Of course. It's either going to be success or disaster here. There we go. Alright. I forgot that. See, that's why that fence pen has to be out maybe a touch, but... Or if I was better at backing up. Either way. Alright, so I am in September now here on the farm. And you can see I went to 12 o'clock. I was planning on just waking up at like 9, 10 o'clock. However, the game said, well, you're going to have a big thunderstorm. And instead of trying to record with the loud thunder and everything and the rain in the background, I just went for another nap and skipped it forward again. So, like I said, this episode, after I got that hay through, it's all about the cattle. So, I have my TMR here, and I do have to go get some silage because I don't have any, and I think we need straw, which I have some. I don't know if I'll have enough. And then obviously we have to feed all of our cattle pens. No one got feed, so we have to do that. I think it gave me the trigger. Where was it? Was it here? I thought it gave it to me when I first came in, and then I messed it up, of course. Won't give it to me now? Alright, let's just kind of turn around then. Guess we'll try it a different way. Oops. Oh, Oh no, some traffic. Alright, I'll just turn around up here in the house. So the one thing I wanted to talk to you with was the idea about the TMR. So typically, and on the other Riverbend that I'm playing on with Grandpa's farm, I have been making total mix ration the way you're supposed to make it. So I'll put in the silage, put in a bale of hay, and then I'll put in, there it goes, so I was just the wrong way, and then I'll put in straw, and then I'll put in the mineral feed. So what I was thinking for this was to do something completely different. And you saw that ratio if you were checking out my top right corner of the screen. You'll see that all I put in was some silage and some hay. And I was like, well, let's just check it out, see if it works. And it actually does. So that's my thinking for this series. And I kind of want to do a little experiment with it, but to try TMR, but to only use silage and to only use hay. So something a little bit different. Alright, let's see. Get the trigger here. Might be in the way of... Oops. Alright, let's get this out of here. Just move this for now. So the one thing I do have to go buy is some silage. My plan is obviously to start making my own silage, but until then, I'll just have to purchase it. Alright. And I took off the trigger icons, because I like playing without them. There it is. Wait. Did he give it to me? Left, okay. And let's just do the hay again. Oops. Let's go down. Let's just do 2 out of there. And I know, just do 1 to start. Hopefully that went in. No, it did not. I see it. There we go. So there's 1 in there. And then I have to go get some silage, of course. So, in all honesty, like, I was like, oh, let's just try it. I'm always like, I feel like I'm the rule follower sometimes where, alright, this is what is said to get your TMR, and that's the way you have to do it. Well, I thought, well, let's just try something different. It's not like I have to keep it that way forever, but at the same time, it's something where the game is still saying it's TMR, and if you ever fed cattle, well, you don't have to do that exactly. So I thought, well, why not? Let's just try it for this series. If it totally goes south, well, we can change it. Alright, so now I actually have to go get some silage. Alright, so let's just hop over here in the white. And for now, let's keep it simple. I'll just take my wagon down there. Or my trailer, excuse me. So I know that mineral feed kind of adds up. The straw is a nice filler to kind of fill out your feed. But then I thought, well, let's just try something different, like I said. So for all of them, I'm going to try something a little bit different than what I'm used to, of course. Alright, let's just hop in tractor. little bit easier kind of going through here. So like I said, I think some of the barns need straw. Obviously the outside pens do not, which is nice. And perfect. Ferry's on this side already, which is great. Oops. Oops. There we go. And start ferry. One cool thing, I don't know if anyone else has tested this out, but it's kind of neat. You can just jump in the water and you can beat the ferry by just swimming across. It's just kind of funny that you can swim faster than the ferry and then just hop over the fence. Kind of comical. Alright, let's go to silage. Where am I at here? No, not that. There it is. And I just have the square trailer, of course. So let's buy 8. Now, another thing that's kind of on my mind is switching over to the round bales. And typically, I mean, gosh, maybe like 90% of my bale making is square. And I don't really have a good reason for it, other than I think back in the day when I started, I just made the square, and I think I've kind of stayed with it. I think I tried round once or twice, but otherwise I keep going back to square. And then over this past weekend, I was noticing a lot of the other farms that have cattle kind of around me. Obviously they all do round, and then they leave those round bales out the whole season. Some kind of have it in like a lean-to shed, but I'm thinking for this series to actually switch to the round. And obviously for this episode I'm just going to keep it the same. I'm not going to change too much, but that's just kind of my thoughts. I don't know what everyone's preference is, and I know these would be huge, you know, square bales for sure, but just kind of my 2 cents on that. And I kind of like trying, if you've ever watched my channel and watched some of my playthroughs, you know, depending on, and because of time, I'm just going to keep those 8, even though I'll probably have to come back and get more. Of course, that's not enough, but for the sake of time and for this video, let's just go back to the ferry. But if you ever watched my channel before, I kind of like changing up my equipment. I kind of like trying different things. I remember with the Alma series when I first started the channel almost a year ago now, well, a little over a year ago now, I did stuff with the loading wagon. I didn't do any baling in that one, which was something new for me at least. And then with other things, I liked just trying different equipment. That way I'm not always playing with the same things. Obviously, I think we all kind of have, seems loud with that ferry, at least to my end. Let's swim ahead. And at least with trying different equipment, I know I always have my go-to tractors. Once they come out, I'm like, oh, I really like that one. I always seem to play with that, but I kind of like to try it differently. So when I was bringing over equipment before that second episode, oh my, I tried to get as much on here as I could, and then some of the equipment I just had the AI worker drive it around, which was fine. But yeah, oosh, took a while. It's kind of cool. You can see that fog was actually just down there by the river only, and then you kind of drive up. It's neat to see it's not there. Very cool. And like I said, being on this side of the map just feels like a different map. Absolutely. Alright, so we have these silage bales, and I'm gonna need them. So let's see. Where could I unload them? Maybe just in the field for now. Let's do that. That way I don't have to put them in the bale storage for now. I'm just gonna come and grab them out. Let's just put them here in the field. So yeah, my plan was be really kind of cool to just actually have the round bales up here in this front field and just have them right there. I think that would look cool, and then I could just come and fill up my mixer right there. Alright, and that should fold back up. Okay, let's teleport over to here. And then, for right now, I'm just doing a quick feed for each pen. Oops. And trying to get as much done as I can really quick. And I'll show you the straw thing really quick. And that's a little bit different than what I'm used to, but I remember that from the other versions of Simulator as well, until the modders are able to kind of change some of the cattle barns with what you have to do. Alright, see, right there. Gave me the TMR, so I'll take it for now. It's interesting. I didn't, the first time, I'll let the post office go. First time I did that, I was like, well, it's not going to give me TMR, but it does. And I just thought, well, why not? Let's just try it like that for now. And if I don't have to make straw bales, I guess I'm good with that. Alright. Up our TMR here. That should probably take most of it, honestly. Let's jump into... So here's our pasture. So they need water. And there's the other pasture. And they have some straw. I must have brought some in just to test it. And then I guess they have some straw too. But I can show you that really quick. Alright. So they're out. Let's see, can I just make the loop? So. There we go. Oh, did I not make it? My bale spike hit the window. Alright, what did they need? Where was I going? Straw. Straw. They have feed. That's my milking barn. And they're just on the meadow grass. So that would be interesting if I kept one of them on the meadow grass and then I fed the other one TMR. You could kind of play around with that. So if you haven't watched yet, I have this one here, very large if I hop in the build mode. They're in a very large pasture. And then I have this one, the calf one, which I feel like the calves, they would need some feed. But maybe this one I just keep on the meadow grass. Yeah, let's just do it. Let's just try that. Alright, and let's hop over. Let's get to the Challenger. And I just want to show you really quick the straw, and then I'll let you guys go with that. And we'll call it good for this episode. Alright. Let's move this truck out of the way. So this is some of the seed I have for some future plans. Obviously kind of redoing some fields. And I need some more hay fields, honestly. That's what I really need. Alright. So let's hook up to this. There we go. Yeah, and I remember this from my FS 19 days, having to use one of these. Alright, so I have just a couple straw bales here. Let me just show you one. And I'm not sure, I'd have to look if that would take round bales too. Definitely takes square, obviously. Alright, I don't know if I need to unfold this or not. And then it should give me right there. Just giving me the trigger. It's kind of flashing here. Unless they're full. They are not. Alright, I know I did this before. Can do an unfold here. There, now it's giving it to me. Alright. I don't know why I was kind of glitching there. So for this, I did the same thing over in the milking barn to the right as well. So that's how I got the straw in. The first time I actually did this, I just put a bale down, like some of the other barns from FS22. And I was like, oh, it'll take it. It did not. And then I was kind of confused. I'm like, oh, I probably need some type of straw spreader. And yeps, I did. Oh, there goes the school bus. Alright. So, oh wow, look at all the weeds there in that other field. Oh, that's crazy looking. And I'm pretty sure I put in the meadow grass when I built this pen. Interesting. Just has a ton of weeds and flowers. And they should be good. If I go up to the milking barn, yep, it says meadow grass there. And then the other one took the extra straw. So then I would just have to do that for the opposite barn right over here with that straw again. So, alright, I'll let you guys go there. Thanks once again for kind of tuning in here on getting the cows going, and I think that's a good plan. I'm going to, like I said, obviously feed them the TMR mix with the silage and hay. This one, I'm just going to let them go on the meadow grass and see how they do. And if it's a disaster, I'll change it for the next time. And then the calves, I feel like I should give them some TMR. Obviously, I have to give them water in these pastures too. So I'll do that probably just off camera. So thanks again for joining me here on the dairy farm, like I said. And if you haven't joined the Farming with Nick channel, I would love to have you kind kind of tag along and follow along as I'm kind of working on building up this dairy farm here. So thanks again, and I hope everyone has a good one. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.